Hare Krishna, the third shloka from the third chapter, Karma Yoga. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Gnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand it by empirical, philosophical speculation, and others by devotional service. So, the answer to the previous question is given here by Lord Krishna, and it is still somewhat unanswered, right? We still don't think it is a complete answer. Let's see what it really means in the purport. In the second chapter, verse 39, the Lord explained two kinds of procedure, namely Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. Right? Let's just see it once what exactly it meant in the previous shloka and the previous verse of that is 39th, right? Yeah. So basically, in this shloka, uh, Krishna explains that there are different types of yoga and how one can free himself from the bondage of the material activities, right? So this shloka has been completely uh, read out with the purport in my previous videos. Uh, you can also watch it to get a better understanding. So, shortly, it is said here the Lord explained two kinds of procedures, namely Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. In this verse, the Lord explains the same more clearly. Sankhya Yoga, or the analytical study of the nature of spirit and matter, is the subject matter for persons who are inclined to speculate and understand things by experimental knowledge and philosophy. The other class of men work in Krishna consciousness as it is explained in the 61st verse of the second chapter. The Lord has explained also in the 39th verse that by working by the principles of Buddhi Yoga or Krishna consciousness, one can be relieved from the bonds of action, and furthermore, there is no flaw in the process. The same principle is more clearly explained in the 61st verse, that this Buddhi Yoga is to depend entirely on the Supreme. I'll read it once again. The same principle is more clearly explained in the 61st verse, that this Buddhi Yoga is to depend entirely on the Supreme, or more specifically on Krishna. And in this way, all the senses can be brought under control very easily. Therefore, both the yogas are interdependent, as religion and philosophy. Religion without philosophy is sentiment, or sometimes fanaticism, while philosophy without religion is mental speculation. The ultimate goal is Krishna, because the philosophers who are also sincerely searching after the absolute truth come in the end to Krishna consciousness. This is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. The whole process is to understand the real position of the self in relation to the super self. The indirect process is philosophical speculation, by which gradually one may come to the point of Krishna consciousness, and the other process is directly connecting everything with Krishna in Krishna consciousness. Of these two paths, the path of Krishna consciousness is better because it does not depend on purifying the senses by a philosophical process. Krishna consciousness is itself the purifying process, and by the direct method of devotional service, it is simultaneously easy and sublime. Right? So, if you haven't understand the meaning, you can go through once again. So, here it says that how one or with what role one is trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, right? So one may be trying to understand it with only philosophical way, while the other the philosophical way or just an analytical way of how things work, and the other thing is purely because of devotion or the person who is already in Krishna consciousness. So it says that it is better to be in Krishna consciousness and try to understand the Bhagavad Gita, right? It gives the true meaning of as to why the Gita is written, right? So till the next shloka, and to understand more about this, keep connected. Until then, Hare Krishna.